Hi guys, welcome back to another video by the Crazy Twin Brother Show. Today guys, I'm going to be telling you guys that I'm going to be telling my very own thing that I've created up myself. And it's going to be pretty cool because, you know, it's new. So, today guys, I want to show you guys my very own creepypasta. That's right guys, I have created up with my very own creepypasta. I came up with the skin, I came up with my very own story. Today, guys, I want you to introduce to you Enderson505. That's Enderson505. You're probably thinking, wait a minute, how is he Enderson505? Like, what is he? What is he related to? And what's the story about him? Well, guys, I want to tell you guys something that is about Enderson505. The whole story began with this: Enderson was not born by this time, but the whole thing began was that Entity 303 and Herobrine, they were in a battle to see who could become the better entity and the ruler of Minecraft than the other. So, when them two were in a big battle, a great blast, powerful force of very strong power has struck them and actually knocked them two out. So the scientists noticed that Entity 303 and Herobrine were knocked out. So he was like, oh, well, that's pretty cool. Entity 303 is there and Herobrine's right there. So the scientists took them two back and locked them up in cages. Connected cords to them to see what they have and what they do, and what a Herobrine has and what Herobrine does. So the scientists were studying about Entity 303 and Herobrine and what they do and what they are fear of. So, the scientists decided to come up with a brand new experiment. The idea of coming up with a brand new entity, or otherwise a brand new creepypasta that has never existed in the Minecraft universe ever. It was brand new. So, the scientists decided to say, well, okay, so what if I do an experiment that is a brand new entity but is related to Herobrine and Entity 303? So, what the scientist has done, that when he was doing research and all kinds of searches for the two creepypastas and the stories and the very cool things about the two, he took the DNA of the two creepypastas, or otherwise the two bosses on Minecraft. He actually took a DNA test to make sure the DNA will work and create something that's brand new that's never existed in the Minecraft history. So, for other things to say, the scientist has finally made the DNA work and created it to make it where it will create one baby. So, what he has done was, he took a female and planted the DNA in the female. The female was actually named Anna. Anna was a very smart technology person that studied about technology and technician type crap, technicians. So he planted the DNA inside of a technician. Her name was Anna. Anna carried the baby for 6 to 8 months, gave birth to the brand new entity, the brand new creepypasta, Enderson505 with an E, not an A. So, Enderson was born. When he was a kid, he loved to do a lot of things. Enderson loved to steal things. He loved to, like, rob people's houses. He loved to do all kinds of things as a creepypasta, like Herobrine and Entity 303. He loved to troll. He loved to grief. He loved to scare people in caves. He loved to freeze people in lobbies, and also his favorite thing was he loved to make friends. It's a shocker, right? Something different. Enderson, one day he was going to school as a kid. He was only 7 years old. Enderson was in the 4th grade, 7 years old. One day, he was in school, and these two kids were bullying him because the fact that he had orange eyes. You see the eyes, he's different. He was like, hey nerd, what's wrong with your eyeballs? Are you related to aliens or something? Ha ha ha. So he was like, leave me alone, I haven't done nothing to you. And he was like, well, I don't care if you've done anything to me. You look like a nerd, you look ugly as crap. So from there, Anderson was getting bullied, and he was getting depressed and upset. He was talking to a few friends of his that he made over the past years. One day, Anderson was going to school. He actually was 12 years old, and the in the 7th grade. He was in 7th grade. Anderson one day, he was actually walking down the hallway getting his books ready for math class. Anderson was actually getting his books, but then the kids that were bullying him in the 4th grade when he was 7 years old, the kids was like, hey nerd, have you ever got a time to ever kill yourself because you will never get a girlfriend because look at the look on your face and the eyes are ugly as hell. I guarantee your parents already got rid of you because you were so ugly, you're a mistake. And Anderson finally got so irritated at this kid's bullying, he actually came out and he started floating and actually took his very powerful powers that he was born with and never knew about it. He was so mad, he actually took his powers, lifted him up, and slammed him across a brick wall, and he ended up going to the ER for 2 months. Anderson was kicked out of school for a good few days, and so after that the kid was bullying him for a few days, for a good, not a few days, but a few years, he finally came out of the hospital. His friends were very upset. His friends were scared of him and what he has done to the kid that was bullying him. So Anderson one day, he came home, and he was like, Mom, which is Anna, he lived with Anna. Anna was like, yes, honey? And he was like, am I ugly? Is there something wrong with my eyes? And she was like, no, there's nothing wrong with you, honey. And he was like, well, I feel like there's something wrong with me because every time I turn around, I'm getting bullied at school because they keep making fun of my eyes. So Anderson was concerned about that he don't want to go any more days without getting bullied about the same kid that he put in the hospital. He felt bad about it, which is a big surprise because he was related to Herobrine and Entity 303. But back at this time, he never knew about it. Anderson finally reached the high school in the 9th grade. 9th grade came, the kid that was bullying him just decided to give him an apology for the years he bullied him. So Anderson was like, what do you want? And the kid was like, listen, Anderson, I want to apologize for all those years of me bullying you. Look, I was only jealous because you had powers and I was just a normal kid on a normal basis. And he was like, what do you mean? I said, because he was like, well, the thing is, you're different than everybody else. You are known to be one of the most powerful human beings that could ever exist in the Minecraft universe. And he was like, wait, what are you talking about? The most powerful creepypastas that could ever exist in the Minecraft history. He's like, wait, you don't know? It's like, know about what? It's like, you're related to Herobrine and Entity 303. And he was like, wait a minute. You're saying that Entity 303 and Herobrine is my fathers? They had a freaking threesome? They were like, well, I don't know if they had a threesome, but I can tell you that they are definitely your fathers. So he was concerned. He came home after high school that he was doing searches about Herobrine and Entity 303. He was studying about their fathers that he has never met in his life. He was living with Anna. Anna took care of him as a kid. He took care of the days he was bullied and took care of the days that he was having a bad time. So Anderson finally found them two after the day after graduating high school. When he graduated high school, he actually ran into one of the fathers. He ran into Herobrine. Herobrine was like, who are you? I was like, Herobrine, I'm your son. And Herobrine looked at him like it was crazy. Like, what are you talking about? How can you be my son? And he was like, well, I done research and you're my daddy. You're my father. I'm related to you. And it was like, what are you talking about? How can you be related to me? You don't even look like me. And he was like, that doesn't matter. It's just that I've been doing research about you. People told me at school that I was one of the most powerful beings and one of the most powerful creepypastas that could ever exist in the Minecraft universe. Herobrine was like, I don't understand. Like, how can you be powerful and become one of the most powerful creepypastas and one of the powerful beings that could ever exist in the Minecraft universe? And it was like, I don't know. I was confused myself. But today I met you and I want to get to know you better because you're one of my fathers. And he was like, wait, one of your fathers? It's like, yeah, I have 2 dads. It was like, what do you mean 2 dads? It's like, I'm related to Entity 303. He was like, wait, what? You're related to Entity 303, my enemy? And it was like, wait, you, enemies? And it was like, are you kidding? Entity 303 was always trying to make himself look like he's stronger than me. I was actually, I was here on Minecraft even before he would even exist in the Minecraft universe. He was trying to get me to give up Minecraft and to quit haunting this land and to give up my history and to give up my things that I love to do on this Minecraft island. And it was like, oh, so what you're saying is that Entity 303 is a bad person then? It's like, well, I don't know. It's just that he was trying to make me look bad. It was like, and he was like, Dad, just admit it, he's a bad person. He was like, fine, he is a bad person. But all I'm trying to say is, though, is that if you're saying you're related to me, that means I have to teach you what I have to do and what I can teach you some skills with my powers. It was like, really? You'll teach me? And he was like, of course, you're my son, like you told me. And he was like, oh my god, yes. So Anna actually met Herobrine. And he was like, hi, I'm Herobrine. He's like, hey, I'm Anna. I actually took care of this kid for years. He's like, Anna, you realize I'm his father. He's like, and I was like, wait, what? You're his father? I don't remember having any type of sexual courses with you. And then, finally, Anderson finally said that, Mom, I think that a scientist must have taken our DNA or something. Because if you don't remember having any sexual interactions with Herobrine, how could this occur? So, Anna finally said, wait. I finally remember now. Yes. I actually do remember now. A scientist took your DNA and took Entity 303's DNA to create a new experiment to be something that's related to you guys. To you and me and Entity 303. And Anderson was finally like, yeah, he's my father. He's like, yeah, I remember now. I was kind of lost for a second. It's like, well, Anna, it's nice to meet you, but I want to get back to teach my son some new skills. So finally, Anna was like, just don't be back any later than midnight. It's like, don't worry, you know how I am. I work things around the land. I'm fast. I'm a very good creepypasta in this land. I'll do what I do. And he was like, okay, but I trust you. I'm just telling you, if you do anything to stab me in the back, we're gonna have problems. I mean, he's like, and Herobrine was like, oh, relax, it's fine. So they left. Herobrine was teaching him how to do better griefing, better trolling, better destroying people's things and all kinds of stuff. So finally, one day, Herobrine and Anderson were walking down the road, getting some coffee and donuts and relaxing, talking about what they want to do in the future as a son and dad. And then the place got dark. Everything turned red. Anderson was like, wait, what is that? And Herobrine was like, Entity 303, he's back. So Entity 303 popped out in his evil ways, and Enderson505 came out of the shop and said, you! And Entity was like, who the hell are you? And what do you want? And he was like, you, Herobrine? What are you doing? You're not supposed to be here, Herobrine. I thought I killed you. Herobrine was like, this is not about this. You're his father. And Entity was like, I don't have no son. How could he be my son? It was like, don't you remember that when you were having a battle and this powerful force of powers knocked us out? And we ended up waking up in a freaking science lab? And it was like, yeah, but that was just a fucking mistake. And he was like, no, it wasn't a mistake. That our DNA created something that we get ever seen before. Anna is his mother, and we're his fathers. All I need to ask you now is to please stop doing evil things and get over here right now and please meet your son. So Entity 303 refuses to say, no, he is not my son. I can never have any kids. I'm not meant to be a father, or to be a good dad, or to do anything good. I'm known to do evil, bad things. Enderson was like, well, if you don't want to become my father, then I will kill you right now, because since I'm related to you, I am powerful than you, and I'm stronger than you. And Entity was like, ha 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 ha, you're a joke, kid. You don't know anything about me. You don't have anything that can ever have any type of attractions to be related to me. So Enderson was like, ha ha ha, what's the about that? So he actually started floating, and then he actually came up to Entity 303, punched him so hard, he actually ran in through 3 houses. And Entity was like, wait, what? How is this possible? It was like, Entity, I'm warning you, I'm your son. You don't need to do this. You don't need to do any of this just because you don't really know that you never had a son in your life. Don't you know that what it's like to have a son in your life that you can never, ever had in your life? He was like, I don't care about that. You're not my son. And he was like, fine, then I'll continue to do what I do. So he finally started fighting Entity 303. Herobrine tagged in, and they were beating the shit out of Entity 303. And finally Entity 303 gave up. Why Enderson was like, I'm telling you one more time, if you don't tell me that I'm your son one more time, I will go right here, right now, and kill you myself. And he was like, okay. I give up. You are related to me. The way that you were using your powers, and the way that you were throwing me around those buildings, and the way you were fighting me, you're related to me, and I never thought in my life I would ever have a son. So finally, Entity 303 finally said he was sorry. Enderson was like, you could have just done this in the first place other than try to freaking tell me that I'm not your son. So Enderson and Entity 303 worked it out. Herobrine was like, well, instead of just yapping and talking about this, why don't we just forget about this, clean up this area so the cops won't put us in jail, and then let's have a good time in the fair. So they got to work, started rebuilding houses, started to make the place all clean again. Enderson, Herobrine, and Entity 303 had lived everly ever after, and now Entity, Herobrine, and Enderson505 is known to be one of the most powerful families that could ever exist in the Minecraft history. That's the story of Enderson505. Thank you guys for watching.